boy, am I glad to see you. Come in.
Oh, that's what I like to hear. Oh. I was just with Miguel and Mary May, and I think we've come up with some good ideas for serenading Brenda at her birthday party. Oh, thank you.
Yeah, well, you are very sweet. I know it's not your favorite idea to entertain at a party that Sonny's throwing.
Well, I've decided to put aside my fundamental problems with Brenda's love life to make sure that her birthday is as special as she deserves. It's the least I can do after what she's done for me this year. So it's okay. There's no reason to be concerned.
That's not what I'm worried about.
What's wrong?
Ned, guess who's coming to dinner? Secret?
There's nothing sacred?
Did this have something to do with my party?
Maybe.
Why do you have to keep secrets if I already know about it?
All you know, sweetheart, is that you're having a party. It's the details and the subtleties that make it a surprise.
Okay. For the first time in my life, I'm going to allow myself to be surprised.
No.
Yes. But only because I know what great pleasure it will bring you.
The sacrifices you make for me.
I know. There is one favor I need to ask you, though.
Whatever your little heart desires.
Really?
Think of me as the guy who's going to make your dreams come true.
Well, you are doing a very good job so far, Sonny. But I need to talk to you about Robin.
What about her?
Well, I want her to come to the party. I mean, you know she's like a little sister to me, and she's going to be devastated if Mac doesn't let her come.
And you think he won't?
I think he is going to freak out over the concept. And I don't want her to have to sneak out and get herself into trouble. And anyway, it just wouldn't be the same if we didn't have her here to celebrate with us.
You want her? You got her.
Yeah?
Yeah.
How are you going to handle it?
Leave that up to me.
It's going to be a great party. Sonny is totally psyched.
Oh, no. Now what am I going to do?
Can't you get Mac to lighten up for one night and let you go to Luke's?
He's going to hate the whole idea. But it's for Brenda. I mean, how could I possibly not go?
Can I help you?
Oh, no, I've got it covered, thanks.
Do you have a reservation?
No, I'm just looking to see if certain friends of mine are... Here we go. This is it. Oh, boy. But I'm going to wait right there. Is that okay? I'm just going to sit right here and wait for just a few minutes. Matt, could you make me something exotic?
With or without an umbrella?
Oh, definitely with. And, maybe some pineapple. I'm feeling very festive this evening.
These friends, you gonna be joining them?
Absolutely. And boy, are they going to be so very surprised.
My ma is a perfect candidate for a heart attack.
Over a simple dinner invitation?
What? Simple. The Cirillo concept of a formal dinner is a call at noon. What should I bring? And does Pops need to wear his leisure suit, or will his grubby sweats do? I'm telling you, this handwritten, engraved stuff from Lila can be very intimidating.
You know my grandmother. She's not the intimidating type.
But they don't know that.
Honey, they are going to be just fine. Everyone's going to love each other.
I feel like I wouldn't be so nervous if they were eating here, but she asked them up to the big house.
The big house? You make it sound like it's a prison.
If the shoe fits. Nedley, listen to me. Gloria was not comfortable. She does not know what to expect, and she's in a tizzy about what to say to Carmine.
Tell them the leisure suit will be appropriate.
Don't make fun. They need to be prepared for this.
Okay, all right, I understand. I didn't mean to laugh. Okay, I don't want your parents to feel uncomfortable. I really don't.
But can you at least understand why she's so unstrung about this?
Yes, but I promise you, my grandmother has the uncanny ability to put together the most stressful of social functions and make everyone feel as if they never left home.
Believe me, Carmine will know he is not in Bensonhurst anymore.
Hey, you.
Hey! How about the usual?
I love it, thanks.
Sure.
So, how are things with you and Sonny? Luke told me a little bit about it. I hope you don't mind.
Not at all. Especially if you can give me some advice on how to get through to the guy.
Father-son dynamics. Well, I'm afraid that's a little bit out of my expertise.
Mine, too.
I do know, though, from experience that it takes both people to try and make a relationship work.
Well, in that case, I might as well pack up and head out because Sonny is showing no signs of working through this.
Don't give up. The bigger the damage, the longer it takes.
Hey, my gorgeous sibling.
Hey!
Well, you here to see me?
Of course I am. Well, no, actually, I came by to have a little chat with my neighborhood barkeep right
Don't
here.
believe her. Listen, I'll be in the back. Oh, by the way, any more words of wisdom, I'll take them. I'm open for all suggestions.
Hang in there, Tiger.
Good to see you.
Yeah, thanks. How's Laura?
Restless, edgy. She made it very clear the sooner I get this mess cleaned up, the happier we're all gonna be.
Mm-hmm. Well, I can hardly blame him.
Hey, I'm working on it. How's things at your house?
Actually, I'm cautiously optimistic.
Well, now that's a step up.
Yeah, actually, you know, the therapy is much more helpful than I imagined it was going to be. We're really trying to make an effort to be nice to each other for Lucas's sake. And, you know, it's really amazing how kind we can actually be to each other when we really try.
Well, if that accounts for the smile on your face, I'm really glad that's happening.
Yeah, so now all I have to do is stop worrying about Tony.
How so?
Well, you know Tony. He's always had this thing about, you know, not being able to leave his work at the hospital. And he's really been trying to spend a lot more time with Lucas. And the therapy's been pretty intense, and now he's decided that he's going to appoint himself to be Felicia's personal savior.
What? What's the matter with him? He hasn't got enough on his plate trying to put his own house in order? He has to take on the sins of his brother?
Yeah, well, you know Tony. If it's broken, he'll try to fix it. It's the guilt thing. It's a curse.
I wouldn't know anything about that.
Or maybe I could guilt him into letting me go. Or maybe I should just act real casual like it's not important.
You think that'd work with Matt?
Why not? Every time I tell him something matters, it doesn't seem to make an impression.
Well, it's your call. Do you want me to stick around to help?
Right. Bad idea.
Look, I gotta get to work anyhow. Good luck. You call me after you've worn him down.
I will.
That thing is loaded with calories, you know.
Oh, well, you know, anything worth having is probably bad for you anyway. So, where's Felicia?
Well, she's holed up with her 2 daughters and loving every moment of it.
How sweet. I probably should call her, but you know, I've been so busy with my own life crises. You know what I mean.
Don't I ever?
And speaking of crises, you know this little matter I simply must attend to. Excuse me.
Lucy. No fisticuffs, please.
No worries, mate. Listen, there won't be any damage except just certain people's egos.
Well, looks like we're about to have company. Lucy, I'm so sorry, but there's no room for you at our table.
It's getting so difficult to have an intimate, quiet evening alone, isn't it, darling? Catherine, as much as I would love to stand here and one-up you because it's so easy, I'm far too busy and I'm far too angry. So I'll sit.
Oh, Lucy, what's under your skin now?
You know, I used to be known as a person with a very upbeat, optimistic outlook, but you both have ruined that for me.
Well, I wish that were true. Trouble is, I don't know what you mean.
Don't bat your beady little silly eyes at me, Catherine. I don't have hard proof, but I know somehow, some way, you both are behind the sabotage that's attempting to ruin my company.
Oh, Lucy. Bad form to blame your own incompetence on outsiders.
Outsiders? My Aunt Fanny. Catherine is all too familiar with the inner workings of deception due to her brief yet inappropriate tenure there. And everybody knows you both hold a mighty grudge against me.
We have been here before, and as well-deserved as your problems are, they have absolutely nothing to do with either one of us. Isn't that right, darling?
Absolutely. But it's charmingly self-absorbed of her to think that we have nothing better to do in our life except destroy hers.
Well, you know, I didn't come over here to debate who's doing what to whom. I just came over to convey a very simple message, and I want you both to listen and pay attention. I'm going to say it very loudly and very clearly. Ha, ha, and double ha. That was the sound of the last laugh. It's all mine.
Is there a point to any of this?
Sure is. Problems mean you get solutions, and that's what I did. Due to your vengeful nastiness, I came up with a very brilliant solution. I found another supplier for my very valuable needs, and that supplier is going to send me another large shipment of my supplies, and that shipment is going to save my company very soon.
Is that so?
Sure is, but please try to find out anything about it because it is a highly guarded secret. Oh, and one other tidbit you might be interested in. I wanted to thank you because that supplier in the long run is going to save me oodles and oodles of money, and I owe it all to the both of you. So try to enjoy your evening, and don't let this little tidbit of information make you as miserable as you both deserve to be.
I'm sure the feeling is mutual, Lucy. Do you think there's a shred of truth to any of that?
Well done.
So you're saying you really want to go to this party?
Well, it's Brenda's 21st. It'd be kind of a slap in the face if I didn't show up. Miguel's going, Ned and Lois, some other Quartermains. It should be a nice party for some of Brenda's friends.
I guess my invitation must have got lost in the mail. But I get the feeling you don't really care if you go.
Well, I should at least make an appearance for Brenda's sake.
Well, gosh, this was tons and tons of fun.
Lucy, you sure there's no blood over there for me to clean up?
No, Matt. Gee, would I be mean to those lovely, lovely people over there? No. All I did was merely extend an invitation. Well, in a manner of speaking. Ha.
Oh, thank you, dear.
Welcome.
I'm so looking forward to meeting your parents.
And they you. Which brings up a fundamental problem. You see, when Gloria, my mom, Gloria, when she called to let me know that she received your very generous invitation, she sounded just a little
Like a basket case.
overwhelmed.
Oh, I'm so sorry. That wasn't my intention.
I know. But you see, the thing is, this sort of evening is kind of beyond the scope of my mom's everyday experiences. So she was hoping that maybe you could tell me and I could relate it back to her so that everyone would be clear on the parameters. Like, well, what do you anticipate the specifics of this little visit to be?
Well, it's as the invitation states. It's a simple family dinner. A chance to get to know each other. Oh, and I do want your parents to see how much this family adores you.
Oh, aren't you the best?
Of course, they're invited to spend the night. But we certainly have the room. But if you think that's uncomfortable for them, we can always arrange for a suite at the hotel.
So, well, honey, where would you think that they would be more comfortable? Here in the big house or in the presidential suite at the PC Hotel?
And I also assumed that it would be a perfect time to make plans for a formal wedding ceremony. What, dear? What's the matter?
Well, my pops is still just a little funny, referring to me and him, in terms of a lifetime commitment.
Funny? As I recall, Carmine likes to use my name and the word weasel as though they were one and the same.
Oh. Well, my pops can just be a little unpredictable.
Well, I do have some experience in the care and handling of unpredictable men. But if you're still concerned, perhaps everyone would feel more at ease if I invited the whole family.
Oh, no. No, you don't want to do that. No, not yet. Not yet.
Well, whatever you think is best, dear. As long as they know how much we all love you, especially your husband, and that they understand that our home is their home.
Boy. Oh, boy.
It was a wild guess, that's all. There is no way that Lucy could possibly know that we had anything to do with her transportation problems.
I'm more disturbed that she may have found a way around it.
It was typical Lucy hyperbole, that's all. Anything not to accept her own failures.
Maybe. Maybe not.
Where are you going?
I have to see Scully. Will you wait for me?
Don't I always? Unless something better comes up.
You are such a tease.
Hey, Robin. How you doing?
Hey, I'm all right.
Wow, speak of the devil. And that's not just an expression.
You're going to the party Friday night, aren't you?
That's what we we're just discussing.
Well, is that a problem? Because Brenda made a special request to have you there, and she'd be very disappointed if you didn't go.
Uncle Matt?
You know, I get the feeling that this has nothing to do with the party and everything to do with me.
They say you know a man by the company he keeps.
Well, we would like Robin's company at the party. And yours, of course.
Excuse me?
Yeah, you're invited. Didn't I make myself clear?
Yeah, of course you're invited, Uncle Matt. Brenda's crazy about you.
However, if you cannot make it because you're too busy running this place, that's understandable.
No, I wouldn't miss it for the world. And we wouldn't want to disappoint Brenda, now would we?
Oh, wonderful. I'll make sure both of you on the guest list. How's that?
So this doesn't put a crimp in your evening, does it?
Oh, no. It's fine. In fact, we can go together. That way Stone doesn't have to come pick me up.
Ooh, what a stroke of luck. Did you really think I wasn't going to let you go to Brenda's birthday party?
Of course not. We just had to make Sonny squirm a little. I bet you surprise yourself and have a great time. Gotta go make a call.
Okay.
Golly, 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 golly. Brenda is having a party, and I'm not even invited.
Well, neither was I. You know, it's a sad day when a guy like me only gets invited to a party because of his teenage niece.
Well, why don't you pour me another, and we'll both wallow in it.
No, wait. What I'm trying to explain to you is that I have to get my pedicure done first so my toes will have a chance to dry. That would be perfect. That would be... Oh, and I'm going to need a facial. Same day. Yes. That's great. I will see you on Friday. Okay, bye.
This is turning into quite an event.
Yes, well, you only turn 21 once in life.
Don't count on it. I mean, if any of the women I know are an example...
You're going to come over here and start making sexist remarks. You're going to get in a lot of trouble with me, Mike, if you know what I mean.
All right. I'll watch it. You know, I really think it's great that Sonny's doing this. And it's good to see him invest so much of himself in doing something wonderful for you.
Yeah. He does seem to be having a good time, doesn't he? He is usually so intense and guarded. It's just really nice to see him loosen up.
Reminds me of his mother.
In what way?
Adela loved a good party. She also loved putting one on. I mean, the wine would flow, and there'd be Latin music, and she'd sing and dance, and we'd stay up until all hours just rapping. Talking. That's what we used to call it back then.
Right.
Rapping. And she'd organize parties for everyone else, but she always ended up being the center of attention. That's one of the reasons I fell for her. She was so full of life. And then, I guess you have to hit me over the head with a hammer.
You know, I really tried to picture you and Adela and Sonny as a little boy. I can't.
We were very young.
So Sonny said that she was from Cuba.
And a very traditional family. Papa ruled the family with an iron fist and high expectations. And I wasn't what he had in mind for his beautiful, only daughter. I wasn't anything that he said. It's the way he would look at us. And the way that he was kind of removed with Sonny. And Adela had to put up a lot of criticism in her life from him. And when I left, it just proved to the old man that he was right.
You know, I've been doing some reading on domestic violence. It seems to be on my mind a lot lately. When a woman puts up with a lot of criticism growing up and is abandoned, she can't possibly feel good about herself. So, see, that's why she put up with Deke.
Maybe.
No, not maybe. It's domestic violence, Mike. I mean, it's the gift that just keeps on giving. And we all have to live with the results now. Was she beautiful?
Unbelievably. She reminds me a lot of your friend Lily. There's that certain quality that's so similar. Adela. God, it was right there in front of my stupid face, and I didn't even see it.
Maybe you didn't want to see it.
You know, you could get into a lot of trouble with these questions about Sonny's past, and I'm the one he's going to end up being mad at, too.
Well, the more I learn about Sonny, the better I understand him. And it's very important if we're going...
Are you making long-term plans where Sonny's concerned?
No. Not yet. I mean, you never know.
Whoa, whoa, whoa. Time out. Now, I am about to do my impression of a paternal figure and offer you some advice that you might not want to hear. Look, you can tell me to mind my own business. But all I'm saying is that the Corinthos men are not known for their long-term commitments.
It's none of your business.
Brenda, I love the way you are with Sonny, and I love the way Sonny is with you. But it's just a cycle like everything else. I mean, my father checked out on me. I mean, he didn't actually leave. He just drank himself into an early grave, which is another way of avoiding responsibility. And you know my history. I just don't think it's in our makeup.
You cannot convince me that commitment is a genetic thing.
No. But I know the influence my father had on me, and it's a safe bet that I have influenced Sonny.
Influence? You didn't even stick around long enough to have any influence on him.
Exactly. I was his first male role model, and I split. I mean, I did not set a very good example.
Well, some people learn from bad examples, right? Maybe Sonny has decided that he is going to be different. I mean, Deke was his other role model, the wife beater, and Sonny has never, ever laid a hand on me. And believe me, I've pushed him. So see, people change. And Sonny is making his own choices.
All I'm saying is that if you ask too much, he might turn and bolt in terror.
That is you, not Sonny.
Brenda, I mean it when I say I love the idea of you and Sonny having a long, happy life together. All I'm doing is offering a little guidance. Don't turn a blind eye to the truth simply because you don't like the way it looks.
Thank you very much. Imagine the nerve of her, anyway. After all, I was Brenda's boss. I signed her to a very lucrative contract of deception, and this is the thanks I get?
Go figure.
So tell me, that little underlying tension I noticed between you and Sonny?
Just a little. The guy's the bane of my existence. But other than that,
Does it have something to do with Robin?
yes. You know, once upon a time, Robin was a smart, rational girl who could handle herself in any given situation. Then she met Stone, Sonny's hood in training.
I'm sure you raised her to be a good and responsible young woman.
Girl.
Well, just the same, there comes a time in a girl's life where she has to let her hair down. And maybe this is Robin's time.
Is that the voice of experience?
It's just that there are some things that we have to learn for ourselves.
You know, I remember when I went through my rebellious, irresponsible stage. Oh, God, I hope it doesn't take her that long.
And I bet nobody can get through to you either.
I almost... No, I did. I dug myself a hole so deep, I almost couldn't get out of it. I just don't want Robin making the same mistakes.
Well, we all have to make them. But if we're raised with love and some degree of intelligence, we learn from them and they make us better people. And that is speaking from experience.
And here I am, getting advice from someone who's hanging out with Damian Smith.
Can't stay long. Something's come up affecting our project together.
My people tell me it's all going smooth as silk.
Oh, I have no complaints about the work completed. In fact, it's been so successful as to drive Miss Coe to great lengths to establish a new line of supply.
She's a very resourceful woman.
Resourceful enough to arrange for a rather large and extremely valuable shipment through her new supplier. Now, if that should fail to reach deception, it could drive her to her knees.
I gather that's a desirable position.
Anything else would be a disappointment. And considering how well we've done up to this point, this final setback could be her destruction.
So you'd like to ensure that the lady's luck doesn't change?
That's the general idea.
Consider it done.
How do you do, Mr. Quatermain? How do you do? How do? How doody do.
It's time to call your mother.
You know, I think she went to the store to buy groceries, and we'll call her later.
She's probably sitting next to the phone. Lois,
Do you think that it's going to stay cold for, like, the rest of this? Because it's been really...
call her.
I'm a dead woman. This is going to be the worst day of my life.
Hi, Ma.
This is my little girl.
Yeah, but you ought to know that I'm not alone.
Oh?
Hi, Gloria. How's it going?
Is that him?
Yeah, Ma, it sure is.
Hello, Ashton.
Please, call me son.
What, did you say something?
Ma,
What?
Ma, we just had the loveliest chat with Ned's grandmother. She is such a doll, you're going to adore her.
I'm sure.
I swear to you, Ma, there was nothing to get yourself all tied up and not sober.
Well, maybe not me, but what about your father? You know how he gets about, fancy occasions.
There's nothing fancy about this, Gloria.
Yeah, right. It's just going to be a little family dinner and then maybe a little bit of chit-chat in the cozy little den afterwards. You know, Ma, maybe you shouldn't think about this as an invitation to the Q's. Just pretend you're coming to visit me. Not that you have to pretend because you are. And then we are going to show you all over Port Charles. We're going to introduce you to all of our friends. Isn't that right, honey?
I am really looking forward to it, Gloria.
Yeah.
Sweetheart, the point still is, honey, that, Carmine's digestive tract, it's fancy food. It just upsets it, And you know how anxious he gets when he leaves Bensonhurst, after for a while.
Well, Ma, I think he really ought to talk to a doctor about that.
What?
Well, it's like those people who are afraid to leave their home. I mean, Ma, he breaks into hives every time the B train hits the tunnel towards the city. What are those people called? What is that called?
Agoraphobia?
Agoraphobia.
My husband is not agoraphobic, and he don't need no shrink.
Of course not. Gloria, you have my solemn oath that my grandmother will do everything in her power to make you both feel welcome.
Your solemn oath? Your solemn oath?
And if you're worried about the menu, I'll make sure that Cook prepares the simplest of meals.
Cook?
All easy to digest.
Oh, no. No, we can't have Cook going to any extra trouble on our account.
There is nothing that Carmine needs that Lila can't handle. She's been married to my grandfather for 50 years, and believe me, he's a handful, too.
You know what? Mrs. Q, she made another suggestion. She thought that if it would make you feel more comfortable, she would invite the whole entire Cirillo family over.
Oh, Mary, Mother. What did you tell her?
Well, I told her we ought to just take it one little baby step at a time, Ma, and that's exactly what this is. It's just a little baby step.
I took the first step.
Is that so?
Mm-hmm. I ever so casually dropped that first pebble into Damien Catherine's pond.
Gonna cause ripples?
Mm-hmm. Hook, line, and... whatever. The point is, they acted at first like they weren't interested, but I could see right through it. If I know my customers, right at this moment, Damien is running to Joe Scully and telling them there's a secret shipment coming in to Deception.
So far, so good, huh?
Yeah. So all now you have to do is get me into a room with Joe Scully so I can work my magic on him.
Try not to have quite so much fun, Lucy. I'll do what I have to do to handle the situation with Joe. But I don't have to like it.
Sorry?
I appreciate it. Now, it seems to me we have to set up an evening in the back room where she can get next to him. How do you feel about poker?
Hate it.
How can you hate poker?
Well, because it starts off as a simple card game and ends up being a bunch of smelly guys in a smelly room with their smelly cigars arguing over whose is bigger. Cigars.
Yeah, she plays.
Frankly, I'm really not very good at it either.
What are you good at, Lucy?
Craft. It's simple, straightforward, and no cigars.
Lucky us. Used to be Joe's favorite game.
Then craps it will be.
Stop fretting. Alice, you finally convinced her.
Yeah, but now we got to convince Carmine.
I'll speak with her.
Huh? No, wait. Hey. Don't you dare.
Okay. You never told Gloria what that little chat at Den was about.
The wedding? I can't handle it. How can I expect them to?
Because it's not going to be a problem.
Guy, all you got to do is show up in a tux and a matching pair of socks. Every bride I've ever known has gotten consumed with bridesmaids and music and florists and caterers, and I always swore I was never going to be like any one of them, and here I am having total anxiety.
Over what?
To veil or not to veil? Lily of the Valley or White Roses? Full bar or no host bar?
Vale, Lily of the Valley, and definitely a full bar. Sweetheart, listen to me. You have an entire staff at your disposal to make things happen exactly the way you want.
Yeah, but see, that's what really scares me, because I'm no good at ordering people around.
You? Just think of them as band members. However, there is one major decision that only we can make.
What now?
Well, since we're officially engaged, and since we're already married to each other in the first place, and since I miss you like crazy every minute that we're apart, don't you think it's about time that we live together?
Wow. That's a lot to throw at a person in one breath. We never have lived together.
Then think of it as a grand adventure.
It's a pretty big step, you know. And I thought you'd never ask. But hey, wait. We don't have to live up in the big house, do we?
No.
Oh.
We can live right here in our sweet little cottage.
All we're missing is our white picket fence.
I'll have the staff order one immediately.
Damien and I had a lot of laughs together. We've had some adventures. And you know what I've learned from that? We make a pretty good team.
To each his own, Catherine.
My. Could Max Scorpio actually be loosening up? Not so quick to rush to judgment?
Well, apparently, Catherine, you don't know me at all.
So you did wait.
I promise.
Well, thank you for entertaining the lady in my absence.
It was hardly an effort.
That was cozy.
I wanted a martini. You weren't here to get it for me, so what was the girl to do?
I saw Scully.
What do you say?
He's onto it. We have Lucy right where we want her. I think we should order.
I am suddenly famished.
So, anyway, we're going to set it up for tomorrow night in the back room.
Perhaps you say.
Still your favorite?
Kid, do you have a memory?
Like still trapped. Remember, you always won. In light of that, the house will provide dice.
If anyone else made that insinuation, I'd be insulted.
No insult intended. Are we on?
We are on. I'll see you tomorrow.
Okay. In the words of Lucy Coe, he went for hook, line, and whatever.
Sink him.
Yeah, good. Now all that's left is to bait the hook and see if he bites.
This is Joan London.
And Charles Gibson tomorrow, how to turn just $25 a week into $100,000.
Plus tips on buying a bicycle and music from Annie Lennox on Good Morning America.
Tomorrow here on ABC.